One thing that happens is that the protagonist finds a hidden voodoo shrine in the jungle, and so that had a gap-toothed skull, and then a voodoo doll with 3 pins in it, and a twisted leg, and a black candle burning. And so when he went back to the family he was embedded with, he told the grandma, because he found it at the edge of their rancho outside of Acapulco, where the protagonist was walking up into the mountains and bundling pot to give to the gringos by the truckload. And so after the skull was found and the voodoo doll, it spooked the boys, the Mexican contrabandistas, and so they blamed El Gato, the protagonist. Every time something bad happened, they said, "It's your fault. You touched that cursed doll," and so things didn't go very smoothly after that. And so this is one incident that happened that they blamed on the doll. The hero blamed it on the law of large numbers, that, you know, shit happens, coincidences happen. And so what he was trying to do is smuggle the money, which was bulky. It was like, yay. It was $20,000 in Mexican money. So it was fairly bulky. And on all the roads coming out of Acapulco, even now, the same stuff is going on. This took place in 1971, but they're military checkpoints because they're revolutionaries in the hills, they're ordinary bandits, and they're drug growers. And so what happened is these 2 guys got caught with a box full of money, but they had covered, it was a big cooler that had at the bottom the money wrapped in white paper with my pistol, and then a layer of ice, and then a layer of fish, another layer of ice, and then shrimp, because they were sure that the military police would not, even if they had a dog, they wouldn't dig down through the shrimp and the fish, but that happened. And so they were captured by this Mexican federal captain who confiscated the fish. They were able to get the money out and all that. But the policeman, I mean the capitan, there's something in Mexico they call ley fuga. And that means that if they get tired of screwing with you, the cops or the federales say, "I'm going to count to 10 and run." And so you get a sporting chance. And sometimes they just let you go and laugh, and sometimes they actually shoot. And in this case, they shot. And so the dreaded moment of truth arrived. Capitan Santos caught my eye as he cocked the pistol. He flashed me and Marcos a wicked grin. "Today is your lucky day, putos. You delivered the fish like you said, and I'm giving you a sporting chance. I won't shoot until I count to 10. Run for your miserable lives. 1, 2, 3. I figured most people would run straight away from him, so I swung around the front of the Jeep, keeping its windshield between me and his pistol. My maneuver confused Santos and bought me precious time. I heard him cursing as he stepped around the Jeep to get a clear shot at me. I sprinted for the alley at a low crouch. I hesitated for an instant after zigging to the right after about 5 paces. 2 shots kicked up dirt just in front of me, which instantly got me running and dodging like a jacked up jackrabbit. He missed me twice more before I made it around the corner of the street into the alley. A final shot went ricocheting off the wall inches behind me. That low-down, stinking son of a bitch, cheater, had started shooting at the count of 6. The Capitan let out a howl of rage and then broke into maniacal laughter. Even before Capitan Santos started counting, Marcos took off in a straight line, straight down the street. Devil take the hindmost. That fat boy sure could run. Instead of taking the easy shot at Marcos, Santos chose to keep blasting at me. He must have enjoyed the challenge of trying to hit the harder target. We made it into some trees at the end of the short alley, which ended at a steep drop-off. I staggered down and knelt behind the first bush. I could not run another step. I was clutching my sides and panting like a dog. My lungs were on fire. I cursed that sadistic son of a bitch and his witch mother as I tried to catch my breath. We peeked through the trees to see if the Capitan had reloaded the pistol and was coming after us. I had an intense urge to pee, but was afraid to stand up. My legs were trembling and shaking so bad I couldn't have stood up anyway. I was astonished that I had an erection, which made it hard to unzip my fly. I was still on my knees and gasping for air, struggling to get my pants open when I let go with a long, hot stream down my leg. Marcos snorted a muffled giggle when he saw me piss all over myself, when it looked like I was kneeling down in grateful prayer. His giggle turned into gagging. He tried to make as little noise as possible as he retched and shivered. The recycled menudo and beer splattered on the leaf-colored ground, looking just like a Jackson Pollock painting. I wondered if there was an easy way for us to get around the gate behind to Rosa's patio. Junior might have hidden there when the Capitan drove up. When we stood up to get deeper into the trees, a large rattlesnake uncoiled itself from between us and slithered away in mortal fear. Any hungry peon around here would have gladly killed it for supper. Marcos put his hand over his mouth to cover a strangled scream. He went crashing down through the brush to the left without regard to the fact there might be other snakes. That's page 235.